Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Good evening, comic book connoisseurs, art aficionados, and gamer gooners. We are here with Proof of Comics number 38? It's coming along. It's chugging along. I'm Frédéric Guillemot, your host for tonight. I'm going to be doing some art on this art stream, finishing up this commission I'm doing for the Lord Otter, which some of you may know, one of our regular co-hosts. But he's not here at the moment, but I am joined here by my co-host.
A man that I call Bob.
Kaplaw.
Welcome, Billy Bob Sack. How you been?
Kaplaw, kaplaw, kaplaw.
And Kage says it's Proof of Comics time. That's right. Get out your crayons and your paper. Let's start drawing. Start doing some art here. I am also joined today by our other co-host, Wrangler from Frequency Studio.
A whole lot of hola. How's things in the artist world today?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm fresh off this James's stream. I think he's going to be joining us in a short while. He's got some comics to show us. Some indie comics from the 70s, I believe. Philippine artists that were doing some indie stuff. That's going to be
Calm down, controller. Calm down.
Listen, it doesn't take much to get me excited. Like 70s indie artists, that's quite a find.
To be fair, I was talking to my Xbox controller.
That's fine. It was also applicable.
I'm going to bring something up, and so usually I can be quite a dick when it comes to Spread Eagle pages, right?
Oh,
Now, The worst. I used to think one of the worst artists for it was Mike S. Miller. I think he does terrible
Oh, yeah, he's
Spread
pretty
Eagle
bad.
pages. Yet, for some reason, I've seen objectively the worst, and it was done by Eric July.
Is that a fact?
Can you pull it up, Frederick?
You want me to go find it?
Yes, go find this fucking double page spread. Frederick sent me the fucking video he posted of it. I don't know what fucking retard decides to put your first half of your double page spread on the right side page, and then you have to flip it to get the rest of it on the other side.
Yeah, it's someone who does not pay attention to what he's putting out.
Keep in mind, I'm not like the biggest fucking, like expert on comics and shit. I'm pretty like normie and average on that.
Sure, and you're a reader. That's fine. You're not expected to know more than a reader.
But I do know some ways of how you're supposed to do it, and he broke every fucking rule.
Like having both pages on the same.
Yes.
Opened at the same time,
By the
Ripper?
way, this makes me question. Do your artists not send you the fucking thumbnails?
Okay, I got it.
Do your artists do the thumbnails? Did none of your artists say, hey, dude, this is stupid. Let's not do this. It makes no sense.
I have no idea because, first of all, you've got the writer, the Saskas, who are going to be writing the double page spread, saying, okay, double page spread goes here. And you should know it's always even on the left, odd on the right. And that's the formula if you want the... Unless
No.
Yeah,
Hold
go
up.
ahead.
Sorry.
No.
Tinkage, from what I know, in that video, I watched the entire video, he made that conscious choice to make the double page spread like that. It wasn't a fucking miscount or...
well, I call bullshit on that. I know
I'm
he
just
said
saying
that.
that's what he's claiming, and that's what we do have to go off of what he's saying, right?
Okay, you can see it right here, right?
Right.
So on the left is a page with panels, and on the right is a page that should be on the left, which is half of the double page spread.
Which, even if it's a fucking editing problem with page count, you can fix that unless he fucking printed it like he didn't get a test copy.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can catch this. The writer should know left, like even on the left, odd on the right. That's how you start. The artist doesn't necessarily need to verify that, but the editor has to be looking it over. And then you got a print copy, but the print copy should be digital. Even a digital version of the print copy, you should be able to see which one is on the left and on the right on your own computer before you send it out. Once you send it out to the printer, then you get your test copy, have a look at it, and okay it. Not only that, did you know that they received it and like rushed to get all the copies out the day before he did his video saying he found the error? So he shipped out all the books error-filled before he made his video. And yeah, he's making up this idea
That's why I'm saying I am going to... I mean, it could be just a fuck up, but it also could be that he went with the choice and went, wow, this is shit. Let me make a video before people get their copies.
Yeah, well, that's the dishonest nature.
Like, oh, guys, I thought this would be good. I don't know.
I don't buy that because I've followed him too long. Like, he's so dishonest when he's communicating with his clients, and no one plans to do a double page split over two.
I know I know you can call bullshit on his claim, and it could be 100% bullshit, but that is the official narrative that he's putting out.
Yes,
I still don't see creative choice being like,
and some of his fans love it. By the way, they think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Probably less into the comic and more into him as a personality.
That's it. It's a cult of personality. That's what it is.
You can't defend that. You can be a big fan of him and everything. You can like his fucking comics. I don't care.
Well,
but you do have to be like, all right, this is not good. Let's say that this was bad. You can admit that. It's fine to admit it, guys.
Yeah, but you haven't been on Twitter lately. It's very cultish.
That's all. Twitter's always been like. To be fair,
Yes.
I'm usually
But-
on there for about 2 minutes at a time.
like I
Every
said, I
2
shit on
episodes.
Mike S. Miller. Like
Oh,
I shit
man,
on Mike S.
that's a good
Miller
one,
when it
Doug
comes to
Logan.
double page spread, just because I think
Yeah.
he doesn't do it well at all. But you know what? He didn't do that, so gotta give him the credit. I
Yeah.
guess.
I've
You
got
know?
2 double page spreads. I've been putting together my lettering files today, and I've been when you do double page spreads, you got a separate file with the 2 pages open at the same time, right, for your dialogue. And another mistake you don't want to make is make the dialogue balloon right in the center of the double page spread or anything interesting. And to be fair, like it looks like Eric's artist did a really good job. It's just he totally fucked it up on the printer.
Yeah. Actually, if I was the artist, I'd actually be pissed. If I was
Yeah,
his
but
artist.
we're talking about a new
Here's the
artist.
thing that actually does reflect his portfolio and shit.
Yeah, but I believe this is a first-time artist who won a contest to be a Rippaverse artist. I believe. I don't know the whole story, so that would change things up.
What
a
are we
little
saying?
bit.
First time artist, like first time working?
Yeah, I think
On
it's
like it. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. I think I've seen some of it. I'm like, I don't think he just like walked off the fucking, art school.
yeah, could be. I don't know the whole story, but
Is the comic
when
supposed to be in black and white? By the way,
I think, or you have both versions. I believe you think you have black and white.
oh,
or
he actually
color.
did a black and white version.
Yeah, but do they have dialogue, or is it another one of these art books with no dialogue in it?
Is that the artist book?
No clue. I haven't. I don't think he mentions it in the video. So he actually has a video where he shows you, opens up and.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Artist books are supposed to be just pencils.
I mean, to be fair, like he does a mea culpa. He says he fucks up. He fucked up, but he was trying to do a cinematic.
Yeah, but that's a fucked up. I mean, like I said, if it was his like creative choice to do that, what are you doing?
But it's clearly not. That's not what the artist was drawing. The artist is not drawing us. It makes no sense. I think he's just making up this creative thing to hide the utter incompetence, because this is, as you say, the worst double page spread in the history of spread eagles.
It is like happy. Like I said, your fucking first page is on your right, which
That's one for the
you have to
angels.
flip the page to see the rest of the image, but you can't enjoy the entire image.
So it's
You
a
literally
double-page
can't.
split.
Even if you cut this page out, you cannot get the full image because it's on the other side of the fucking page.
Well, that's
So it's a
where you're
studio.
wrong, Billy Bob. All you have to do is buy 2 copies of the book and put them side to side.
Oh, so I can cut it? I can cut out 2
Checkmate.
pages?
Checkmate.
I don't know. Like I said, that was
It's
why?
pretty bad. It's pretty bad,
Why?
seriously. And he's not doing well in the financing of this book either, because he's doing crowdfundings now. As much as he talked against crowdfunding in the beginning, he's doing them without calling them crowdfunds. And he didn't meet his goal. He used to soar past his goal like in the first day, first 24 hours, first week. Now he's like, his goal is 300,000, as it usually is. And he hasn't crossed it since last I checked. He was at 280 something.
For this book?
For ISOM 3, sorry, because we're talking about Bloodruth with the Air. Sorry, because he's in the news a lot lately because of that. But yeah, no, the ISOM 3 book, which is telling, because ISOM is his main book, his lead title.
Yeah, I think I watched some of the fucking trailer for that. Which the trailer.
Hello,
you
my
can do
friends.
trailers that style. I have no problem with it, but why is it like reusing
Hello.
just from like the first 2?
Welcome, James. Our legal counsel with no intro.
Did you watch that trailer, by the way?
Which one?
The ISOM 3 one that was just reusing mostly from the first book.
No, I don't think
Second
so.
book.
Should we watch it?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me pull
Like
it.
I'm fine with those type of trailers for a comic book, but I'm like, you got to actually show.
No, you do.
Yeah.
You do. 100%. I mean, it's part of the marketing nowadays, especially if you're marketing online. And that's what we're doing. That's
I
what we're
remember
doing.
when enthusiasm for him used to be through the roof, though. I mean, a couple years, not a couple years, maybe it was. How long ago did Isom 2 come out?
A couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, we were covering that on Wing It, and I had brought up the page for his campaign, and I didn't. I left it sitting there, and then on air, after it had been there for like 3 hours, I hit refresh, and it jumped up a couple thousand. I mean, it was like the enthusiasm. People were like big time on board.
Oh yeah, it was crazy back then, man.
It's kind of a bummer to see it.
Yeah, but it's
It's
due
a
to
bummer to
his-
see that
But it's due
he's
to
not
his
able
self.
to keep that enthusiasm. Yeah,
Yeah, but he did that to himself.
not arguing that at all. I'm just saying it's a bummer that he. So it's a bummer it's not turning out the way we all thought it would, or hoped it would.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, he brought it on himself because he got good feedback and just took it the worst way you could. All right.
Well, that and he did try, like he did. I don't know how to put it. Gaslight about the
Yeah.
What was it? The fucking 3D asset book. First two.
Sure.
He's
And
like,
the lack of-
every artist, they trace and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, it's not even tracing, actually. It's literally just assets poured into it. James!
Hello, sirs. I had a mic issue there for a moment. How goes, gentlemen?
James, you non-ironically asked people on Twitter what their favorite part of ISOM was, right?
Yes.
And were you aware of the meme before doing that, or were you just
No.
naively?
I've only recently started engaging with Twitter, and I only know ISOM through, like, kind of just through the hedges. I hear people talk about it from time to time on the various streams, and they seem to like it. So I thought I'd ask somebody what their favorite part was when they were promoting the newest book.
And what was the reply?
They said they were reading some other book, and then somebody else came in and like was really harsh. I don't remember what they said, but they're like, "Oh, another asshole" or something like that.
So, for those who do not
They
know,
accused you of having a gotcha question.
Yeah, I guess so.
this is a
Nobody
meme that-
answered the question, mind you.
No, because they all think that you're trolling them, and here's why. When the book came out, a lot of YouTubers who were friends with Eric July said, okay, as soon as it comes out, we're going to do a review. It's going to be great. We're going to read it. It's going to be awesome on stream. We're going to talk about it. And then everyone was silent. No one mentioned it. And
Oh, yeah. Ryan Kennel never did his review like he said he was supposed to.
exactly.
Kage's over my face.
Yeah. So the people who didn't do reviews probably read it, and the other people didn't read it. And it became it kind of illustrates the fact that this is not real. It's not really fans of comics. It's fans of Eric July's who are buying what he's doing. If it was a music album, they'd buy the music album. He's putting out a comic, they're buying the comic. They're not necessarily listening to the music or reading the comic. And so people were kind of, it started with Nina Infinity. She was on stream with EVS and Eric July at the same time, and one of them, Dick Masterson, got in the picture, and the question came out like, "Did you read it?" No, but did you? And EVS was the only one who read it. It was like, "Yes, I read it as soon as I got it. Why didn't anyone read this?" And then people realized that how many people out there actually just bought it and never read it, and it became a meme. And when they want to make fun of Eric when he's on stream, like on TV or something, they'll send super chats like, "Hey, what's your favorite part of ISOM?" Because it really does not have a plot. Objectively speaking, it's quite a poor storyline for a 90-page book. And
That's a lot of pages.
There's nothing that really stands out. Like
Yeah.
his only conflict is with a bouncer at a bar.
If anyone wants to find out, go read the first chapter of Berserk, which is around 90-something pages as well.
Gotcha,
You can
gotcha.
tell one still actually is an introductory, but still tells us a little story.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
I
that
did read it.
introductory?
It's pretty good. Like story-wise, a lot's going on there. It's
And,
pretty
and
gruesome.
they're comparable. Isom 1 was like 90-something pages, 96 or whatever. I think the first Berserk chapter is around 90 pages as well. So,
Okay. So shall we watch this Isom 3 trailer, gentlemen?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's,
And
let's
once
do
again,
this.
I have no problem with using the comic pages and doing editing and stuff like that with it. Completely fine with those type of trailers. I think I saw some people shitting on it. I don't really care. It kind of works for it. But you actually got to show new pages and shit. Art, you can't just reuse and recap.
He showed one. We can get into it after the trailer, but he did show one. Yeah. All right.
Oh, did he?
Let's watch this. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bad. Spoilers. All right. Here we go.
You've reached Avery Silman, owner of Silman Ranch. I'm not available right now. If you're calling about an order, get in contact with Sanford Williard. He'll take care of you. Otherwise, leave a message, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Avery. You stubborn. Why aren't you picking up the phone or answering my text? I swear if you don't... Okay, look. I know how hard that had to be to hear. And I know you. You're stewing right now, running every scenario in your head, already deciding how this is gonna end. But it's over. It's done.
And that being 3D models, by the way, explains so fucking much, by the way, why it looks the way it looks.
Deciding how this is gonna end. But it's over. It's done. I never meant for this to spiral like this, Avery. I thought it'd be simple. You talk to him, get some answers, and come home. But I underestimated him. I didn't think he was that dangerous.
Are you stopping it? What are you doing?
Sorry. I was speaking to the mic, but I was muted.
Oh,
Is this
boy.
from Isom 2? I think this is from
That's from
maybe
Isom 1.
One, right?
Like I said, 90% of this trailer is reused shit from the previous two. And I think I'm gonna be honest, that one that showed, I don't even think that's from a comic book. I think it's just promotional material, drawings.
Oh, I think it's a cover. It's the cover for Isom 3.
Is it?
Yeah, the head bowing down, yeah, one.
Oh.
I don't know, but if you're gonna do a trailer for a fucking comic, actually show some of the goddamn comic pages from the issue.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. He showed one, just one.
Just
Well,
one.
because
Huh?
if you see how bad the art is, you're not going to buy it. You have to buy it blindly, Billy Bob. That's how it works.
I was wrong. But I'm okay now. I promise. Lincoln's people are watching over me. Watching over your niece. Darren will
Yeah,
never
that's
set
all
foot in a
from the
Projectus
first
building.
Issues like none of this is from the third
Yeah.
one. It's okay to reuse some shit, but fuck, man, you gotta have some new shit in there. It is supposed to be a trailer for the launch trailer. Keep in mind
Yeah.
the launch trailer. This
Yeah.
would be like a
Previously,
recap.
Isom.
Yeah, you're right. It would
This
be a
would
great
be a
recap.
recap video. Hey, this is
or-
what you missed in the first two issues.
Yeah, or a pre-trailer, like announcing the trailer coming up, or something.
Yeah, but that's what it would be. It's a recap video.
Yeah, but we're
It's not a fucking
halfway.
trailer.
We're halfway in. Let's see if there's any new stuff here.
Again. He won't touch me again. So stop. Please, Avery. Just stop. I know you. I know what you're thinking, what you're about to do. But I'm begging you, don't. Don't take this any further. Yes, he put his hands on me. Yes, he crossed that line. But I survived. We survived. And I will not lose my only brother over this. Call me. Call me now. We found Jasmine. She's alive. And that has to be.
That is some strange.
Oh, is that the new art?
Yeah. What is this?
It's why does he have a mullet and he has a fucking?
It's
like,
a really
karate
bad
thing?
cosplay of Sabretooth.
It's like cheek bangs.
Cheek
Hold
fangs.
up. Why does he have like a bandana rope thing on his head, but the other one he doesn't?
I think he does. He has this. Oh, I'm pointing to my screen.
I think
which you can't
that's.
see me
Are
pointing.
those horns? Are those supposed to be horns?
I don't know.
The teeth thing coming out his nose here? I don't know.
No, around his head, like almost
No,
like
I
a
think
head.
it's his hair.
The fucking
flying
yellow
around.
dots on his head that maybe
Oh.
are horns. Not really. Are those eyes or some shit?
All right, let's keep it going.
Enough. Please, Avery. Let this go. Let the universe deal with that son of a bitch. Darren Fontano.
Wait, hold up. Oh. He doesn't look like what he looked like at the end of Isom 2 or whatever.
Deal with that son of a bitch.
Dude,
Darren
the end of that one.
You
I
did
remember.
And this is the thing that people are like ripping on this book specifically, is that this is the third in the installment, and the second one he fights like Satan, and then the third one he's back to fighting a guy who owns a club, like a mafia don.
Yeah, it's because he disrespected the business.
So there's a huge scaling back from the second.
But you don't understand. He attacked the business.
That's right. No one attacked business.
Yeah.
See, the way I would have done it is I would have introduced the Mafia Don as like a bad guy, like a secondary bad guy who eventually sells his soul to the devil. Then when he beats the devil, the guy gets his soul back and he keeps the evil powers. He's like, now I am a evil power villain mafia boss.
He should have just ripped off South Park where he has
Okay.
Saddam Hussein and the Satan.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Billy Bob and Kung Fu Sasquatch could take them down.
Anyway, let's continue on with this shit.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left. Let's see it.
Fontano.
You know, I'm not really a fan of this new kind of coloring they got going on. It looks too digital.
Yeah, everything's shiny, including like overalls.
Yeah.
So you can get everything for $1,000.
Oh, okay. That's just 1,000, huh?
Yeah, it's for
That's
the,
not like $200 worth of stuff there.
I don't know. There could be extra stuff that from what we're seeing, but there's like one of the things you can get is the everything package, and that costs $1,000 of over
Wow.
$1,000.
Wow. So great. So great.
And that's it for ISOM 3. Order yours today or don't. What you want to do? Be great.
Anyways, if you're doing a trailer for your comic book, actually show most of it, the art from the book. Not
Trailer
from the
wasn't
previous
that
two
bad,
books.
to be honest. Like, despite the fact that there was no new art, that
Um,
actual montage of it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that was fine. This
The
was a
sound
recap.
effects,
Slow.
and most of the voice acting was good, except for Eric July. He didn't have to be in it. Yeah.
Oh, don't you tell me what to do, boy.
I wasn't sold on the woman who does the phone message in the beginning, but yeah,
Does the what?
the answering machine. She's the one that does the phone call at
His
the beginning of the
sister.
trailer.
Yeah.
His sister. Yeah,
That's
thank
his
you.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His sister.
Well, that's because it's actually his cousin who's doing the voice acting. Okay.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. She was fine. I have no problem with any of that. My problem is actually show. I don't know.
Show me
You wanna
something
see-
new.
Oh yeah, let's see.
You want to see some of the actual preview, not
Yeah,
the
I'll show you
yeah.
the page that he showed because people are
Okay.
tearing that apart as well. There's only one
Yeah.
page, and it's not good. It's being memed. All right, let me start by sharing the page here. Share screen, ripaverse.com, and here we go. Learn more. Do tell. Oh shit, did I miss it? Fuck, I saw him back here. Let's go. Learn more. All right, this is there's three pages, right? So there's Blood Ruth is doing an appearance in ISOM 3. And you got this page they're doing some target practice in the outdoors. And this is the one that people have an issue with. I don't know how well you see it in the screen, but in the panel 1 and panel 2, the guy's doing the same swing, like right hook or, right arm swinging.
Oh yeah, huh? Also, is it supposed to be tilted like that?
Yeah, that's a Dutch angle.
Oh, I know. It just looks off.
Well, the whole page is tilted. Yeah, the whole sequence of panels is tilted. So I don't know if that's in the comic. It's like that. Is it like that in the comic? Is it a design element or is it like the presentation?
I'm assuming it's a design element because that last panel is not really like a panel. It's like a borderless.
Yeah,
What do they call that when they do that?
That's just I would say open bordered. Let's Kamala. A Biden border policy.
Why wouldn't you slant everything like all the panels?
Trying to be original and creative.
That might have worked, but the panels they're just so perfect.
Yeah, but if you like when that dude's punching, if you had that be a slanted panel and have the punch be slanted with it and everything, overall design.
Yeah.
And have that be the entire action on that page. If you all want to have it fucking something, I don't know.
Yeah. And I have so many issues with his name is Cliff. What's his last name? Richards. He's the same guy who did the tranny comic for the USAID in Peru. So, support your local DEI initiative.
Is it manual or automatic?
And this is his new 3D comic, ISOM 3. There we go. Enjoy.
Which it is confirmed that he's hiring from the Glass House Studios from Brazil and shit.
It's not Glass House that let him down. It is another company. So
yeah, but it was one in the same vein.
Could be, yeah. So I believe it's a company in Spain. That I was hearing someone who knew the details talk to EVS about it, and he said, "Yeah, I know he was doing business with Glass House, but the one that he's referring to in the tweet that dropped him is not Glass House. It's another one that he was doing business with."
So if you're wondering, he's probably paying a bunch of these artists like really dirt cheap. By the way, these are what these studios are for.
Yeah, most likely.
More than most likely.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought he'd want to, hire American.
I'd hire Filipino.
Well, that's because you would think that his actions would follow his words, Wrangler, but that's where you're wrong. He's all talk and he does little to back what he says.
That's a shame.
He did reach his sales goal now of 300. This might be the first ISOM book to finish under 1 million.
Huh.
Which is quite an accomplishment that he could do it in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. No argument from me.
Does he still have that warehouse that I heard about?
Oh, yeah. I believe he has 2 warehouses, but...
Wow. Yeah, because he's locked in a contract with them. You can't. You can't get rid of it because he's what is it? Renting the places.
Yeah, and he just had a whole ordeal with one of his fans, his biggest fans. What's his name? Riley, young
Riley.
Clipper.
Huh.
He's an ISOM fan turned detractor who
Shame.
he was trying to get his voice heard on his streams by sending super chats, and Eric would just take the money and not read the message.
Yeah.
So Riley went physically to his warehouse
Whoa.
and put bunny stickers on the window
Okay, I heard about this one.
with money attached to it, saying "ignore this" or "ignore," something like that. And this frightened Eric to no end. He called the cops, went to meet them, and
Well, that is kind of nutsoid, I think.
Yes, I remember this chapter.
yeah,
It was very interesting.
and it came to a conclusion because the cops arrested Riley at a later event because Eric had called the cops on him and he gotten a warrant for online bullying or something like that. And Riley had no idea of this, went peaceably demonstrating outside of one of his events, just handing out ISOM copies, standing like clearly out of the way and everything. And the cops came, arrested him because of his previous warrant that he didn't know about the, online bullying stuff. And he was sent to court, and the prosecutor subpoenaed Eric to come to give his testimony.
Okay.
And Eric ignored all of the subpoenas and just did not respond at all. So the case was dropped.
Damn.
And he prides himself being an anarcho-capitalist and being against the state, right? And he calls cops pigs all the time. So it's quite...
Yeah. Now, when he was protesting or demonstrating, he said he was just handing out copies of ISOM.
Yeah, there's video of the whole event. Like his girlfriend has got the camera, and they're filming the whole thing. You got Alex Stein coming in.
Really?
Like, hey, Alex! And Alex comes and talks to him, and he's like handing out free copies of ISOM. He's like, hey, Alex, what's your favorite part of ISOM? And then Alex tells him his favorite part. And he gives him a copy, right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Lord Otter here to join us. Welcome, Otter. How you doing, man?
What? There's an otter here. What?
Wow,
No otter than Lord Otter, of course.
Oh yeah, that's right. How's everybody doing?
Fucking fantastic, man. How you been?
I'm
Utterly
hearing
fantastic.
the story of ISOM.
Oh, what's going on with ISOM?
ISOM 3 came out.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't know.
The crowdfunding, I'm sorry, pre-order campaign.
Yeah, the pre-order campaign that only lasts for about a week, and then there's your comic at your doorstep.
Yeah. So
Which is both a good and a bad thing, I would say. Like,
yeah, but this time
is it
around,
really pre-ordering it whenever it's done that quickly?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's pre-ordering, but technically it's still crowdfunding.
Yes.
Albeit he doesn't take the advantage of crowdfunding, which is how many you need to make.
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
not over fucking printing.
I'm actually surprised he doesn't take advantage of that. It would save them some money.
Yeah,
well, he's trying to beat the record of the ET copies,
Yeah.
Hey, printing costs are no joke. I'll say that much.
Dude, he overprinted by what, 60,000?
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wonder he needs a warehouse.
I'll give him one thing. He's very transparent about his business.
No, it's worse than that. Remember, he ended up selling out on the first comic. It was like 50,000, 60,000, whatever, how many individual purses and comic books sold, right? Well, he decided during that to have another like 50,000 printed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He overprinted from the demand.
No, he printed okay numbers, but he decided to order another 50,000 with no indication of whether or not he was going to sell another 50,000.
Exactly. So what what people in Comicsgate usually do is they'll maybe over order 10%. Like if you're selling like 10,000, you get an extra 1,000, right? You'll have those around to replace broken copies, lost copies, that you need, and you can have a few handy for when you do events and that. But it doesn't flood the market. That's the smart move about it. But
I also just realized this. This is very much a random thought. I didn't know you could remove somebody's reactions to something on Discord.
You can?
I accidentally did it, and I'm like, how?
Because you're the administrator.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's the weirdest thing. I didn't know that was even a thing.
No,
I
you
did it by
not
accident.
Find this funny. You did not.
That was not very funny. Yeah, I don't know how the story for ISOM 3 is. I kind of lost interest in the Rippaverse a while ago. It was around ISOM 2. I read through ISOM 2. I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. And it sounds like there hasn't been a whole lot to really convince me otherwise. The only one that kind of looked interesting to me might have been Bloodruth, though I know very little about the Bloodruth.
Oh, you
comic.
missed out on Bloodruth, dude. He had the first ever cinematic pan. Do you know what that is, Otter?
I do not.
Okay, this is a new creative invention by Eric July. When you take a double-page spread, right? But instead of putting the one that's supposed to be on the left, you put it on the right. And the one that's supposed to be on the right, you turn the page and you put it on the other side. You follow?
I follow. I think it's a dumb idea.
Well, that's what he did with Bloodruth. He did a whole video explaining that, oops, he kind of fucked up, but he was trying to do something creative called a cinematic pan. You know? The image pans when you turn the page.
Yeah. I know what he's going for. It just sounds like very poor execution.
I think he's just making stuff up to
like there is power behind the page turn. It's like a very low effort way to go about it.
The thing is, it's clearly a double page spread that was put in the wrong order. And he's inventing some sort of creative excuse for it, you know.
Well, I'm honestly kind of reminded of how page reveals can be done very well. Like one of the first creators I'll think of who does it very well is Junji Ito, because it'll have like a character opening a door, they gasp, and you can see like the horror in their eyes. You do the page flip, and then you get this 2-page spread of something fucking terrifying that he drew out.
Exactly. And not another page of panels and half a page spread.
Right. It's like the page spread is there for, in my opinion, it's there to create a sense of anticipation when it's done well. I don't know. It's a moment of impact. How it's done there. It sounds like a gimmick.
Not even. It's a. I'll show you. It's a blunder. It's just
poor execution.
Yeah, I think they just did not read the print
Persecution.
Persecution. Do I have it open still? Here it is. Okay, share. There you go. See on the right? That's half of a double page spread.
Okay. It's already a little messy.
Yeah. I don't think I have the other half.
Quick question, Otter. I put 20 on the sheet and it puts the mod as 0.
A 0? That shouldn't be right. Hold up. Let me take a gander at the rule book. Thanks for reminding me about that anyway.
On the roll 20 sheet, I was like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah, you should have more than that. Hold up 1 second. Let's see here. I'm also looking at strength if there is any special bonus. Oh, apparently you're just 1 point shy from having the the special cool bonus.
Yeah, but why is it on the row 20 she's putting back to 0 on modifier?
Yeah, it shouldn't be 0. It should be +4.
Okay.
Yeah, at strength 21, you also get the perk of using a two-handed weapon with one hand.
Nice. No, we'll have to figure out what's doing on the row 20 then.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what it's doing. I also changed what was actually happening with Blackwood. He was asking me if I could just increase his constitution, make him immune to diseases. I'm like, instead of like the halving all damage, I'm like, sure, that's perfectly reasonable.
Especially with the type of activities he's into.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the new Serialis banging Isabella. Got you.
He's straight up Quagmire.
I think from what Christian was telling me last night, it sounds like he's wanting to create a new character. He's like,
I kind of told him it might be best.
Well, he's telling me just make Serialis a villain. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, sounded like he was headed that way all along.
Granted,
Well,
I kind of feel bad because like he was playing by post, so he didn't know the full context of what he was doing. That didn't help.
Yeah, he actually made the situation worse because I wasn't going to murder him or execute him. Like, matter of fact, I was like waiting until he'd be able to join us on a session so I can actually role play with him. But I guess whatever Otter told him, he's like, "Oh no, let me announce to the town everything right when I'm trying to fucking make a deal with the ogres."
Like I said, I think I should have probably given him a bit more context. The thing is, like, whenever Christian creates a new character, I actually want to give him a couple of benefits because I'm like, I feel like I shortchanged you a little bit. Like, here, be level 5 for one. Also here, have all of Serialis' stuff or something like that. I don't fucking know. I'll have to figure out something. I felt like I shortchanged Christian a little bit there.
Yeah, like if you got, I think I had to just manually put in the 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it just automatically goes to 0.
Well, that is the advantage of eating a white stag's heart, which is not technically the rules as written, because the rules as written are in that instance are a little batshit. But still, Dinah's now really strong now.
Well, the fucking original rules was like, "Hey, buy another book." There you go.
I know. I'm like, I
Wow.
didn't even know this was a thing. I'm like, this is stupid.
And it was a little insane. Fucking roll a d12, and that's how many ability spells or whatever the fuck it was.
It's like you get this ability, and then you get 1d12 more fairy abilities. It's like, what are fairy abilities? It's not listed here. Oh, it's in another book that you don't have. I'm
It's
like,
the ability to decorate.
it's like the one place in the Monsters and Treasures book that refers to a book outside of the core 3 that you would normally think about. I'm like, why is this here?
Yeah, that's why I was just like, can you just increase the strength?
Yeah, I was willing to bend the rules there a bit. It's like one of the few cases where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna try and adhere to what's in the book. Yeah, let's actually determine what you guys get. Like, it's still gonna be really good bonuses because killing a white stag is a big deal. But I don't know. I didn't mind bending a few rules there.
And then the basic expert read.
Hey, I'm one of those guys who likes to try and play to the rules as written, but whenever the rules as written requires me to buy a book that I don't have and is kind of obscure, I say nay, sir.
You don't think we'd have like an open source version of Dungeons and Dragons rules by now?
Oh,
well,
boy. Castles and Crusades.
Yeah, it kind of is in a way. That's kind of what Castles and Crusades is. It's like basically a lot of what you see in like. I think it takes a lot of ideas from like first edition and third edition, especially, and it basically makes it very modular to where you can add and remove stuff,
Yeah.
and it's very easy for the DM to do it.
But there is nothing better than going to an ogre encampment thinking, oh man, this is going to turn into a fight. And then the next thing you know, Nikolai, playing the part of Cyanistra, is selling the Queen Ogre libido enhancement potions.
Nikolai is like role playing like the sluttiest alchemist. I'm not gonna lie.
He's playing a German. What did you expect?
I don't know if that's accurate description, because how many times has this character been getting it on with anybody else?
Dude, he literally put a bathhouse with a fucking telescope, right across.
He may not end up being his character may not end up being a slut by the end of this game, but she is most certainly going to be like a mistress, like a madam.
Oh yeah,
or a brothel.
probably. She's like, I'm not touching any of them. That's what I hired all those girls for.
So Tenkage also mentioned Shadow Dark and Old School Essentials. Those are also really good choices. So there is one advantage to Shadow Dark that even trumps Castles and Crusades a bit, is that Shadow Dark is like 100% complete. You don't need another book to play it. Like you just have one rule book and that's it. Everything you could need is in there.
Wait,
And
but
after
we need
last
like
Sunday,
thousands of
that's
charts.
definitely a bonus that's on your mind.
So
matter of fact, Tenkage, since we're now talking about it,
boy.
fucker, you better make some time, boy. It's on Saturdays now. Maybe that's better for you.
Yeah, I didn't even think of us moving the game to Saturdays until you brought it up.
Well, I've been thinking about it for a while because I think we were originally going to go for Saturdays, but we just kind of stuck with Sundays, and it kind of looks like Christians just got like no time on Sundays, really. Even when he shows up,
I'm
like, very time limited.
I felt bad for Christian. It's felt like he's been the one who's kind of been excluded the most in our games, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that. Yeah, the next character he makes though, if he makes another wizard, I'm gonna be like, just put him at level 5. Like it normally I'd have him start out at a lower level, but I'm like, 1, like I feel like I shortchanged you. 2, like just kind of where everything is right now. I'm like, it wouldn't be out of place for that to happen.
Yeah, but actually, it wouldn't be that farther away from us, anyways.
Whatever character he makes,
Aren't you going off the
one
medium level or something like that?
I've honestly toyed with the idea of like anytime you roll up a new character, they start at level 1 again. But it's like the idea is like if they accompany you and they start getting the same amount of gold, they level up very quickly. But in this one case, I'm like, I don't know. I'd just be willing to say, yeah, you're level 5.
The only thing I could say with that is just you die very quickly. Like you'd have to for 2 or 3 sessions play extremely careful.
I think that would be the case because you'd basically treat them like a rookie scout or something like that. They'd kind of have to be. They'd be new to the job, they're getting the ropes, but they still get a good chunk of the fortune, and that's how they level up. I can kind of see that working, but it's an idea I've played around with. I haven't fully put it in yet.
I think it'd just be better to have it be like a level or 2 below everyone.
That also works. Big idea was that if you all end up making a new character, they're not at the exact same spot as your previous one. I do want there to be some consequence for death.
Eventually, we'll make some new characters. I mean, we could get fucking wiped out by dragons. To be fair,
after this last session, I was having quite the time, honestly, just because I thought about it today. I'm like, the very same person who ended up essentially claiming leadership over this town, ended up selling it out to a dragon. I'm like, that might have repercussions. Like, the town may actually develop a name for that, or sort of like a bad name for it, actually.
Well, if we cut off, well, to be fair, they don't know about it.
They don't know about it.
I mean, they got rumors and very, very hard suspicions, but
I just think that's a very ironic twist of fate.
damn it, Christian.
Now you guys have a few different interested parties in it. I'm not gonna say who, but I know there's a couple of different factions that might have an interest in everything that's going on.
What, the booty munchers?
Maybe. I don't know.
The what?
You heard me, Frederick.
Sounds more fun than I thought it would.
Matter of fact, Frederick, you're supposed to be joining us one day.
No, y'all. Not,
Oh, yeah, boy.
I got a comic to do first.
Nah, that comic is almost done, boy. Yeah,
It is.
Fuck you, bullshitting.
I'm actually right there with you, Frederick. I'm doing the final few polishing passes in my book now. I'm about 3 or 4 chapters
Nice.
into it.
Nice. I just put all my pages into vector files so I could do the lettering.
Oh, dude, we can make you Lord Farquaad.
Now listen here.
That's what we need. We need a midget fighter in our group. How did he get the treasure out of the dragon? Well, we shoved it up his ass. And he found the gold, guys.
I will also say this, Frederick, if you ever wanted to join, like it's no obligation to show up each session, even if you only showed up for one game. Like, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
And don't
It's
worry.
literally
this
happened a couple of
character's only
times.
been raped twice in the sessions. Okay?
What did you say? I missed that. Say again.
You're never mind.
I'm gonna have to rewind that.
I think he's referring to the Yip Yips, the Martians.
Well, I mean, technically Isabella. Even though technically,
Oh yeah, that did
I
kind of
mean,
happen.
I
didn't it?
guess technically under definition it would count, but he kind of consents to that.
Kind of consent. Okay.
Yeah.
He basically said, "Well, time to take one for the town." I think that's
Listen.
literally what he said.
I read an article that said Dungeons and Dragons is satanic, so
Oh, Frederick, you will join us.
Join
can't
us.
take a chance. Can't take any chances with
Listen, we'll make the villain Ray Skywalker, okay?
Ray
We'll be the quest.
Oh,
I just
dude,
want to see what happens if the Martians abduct the dragon.
did you hear the latest news about the Skywalkers? Well, at least the Lucasfilm. And I know you've heard this news thousands of times, but it's finally here. Kathleen
Yeah, she's
Kennedy,
Her
Is on
contract ends at the end of the year.
she's on her way out now.
How do you know
She's
she's actually on her way out?
because the articles
She's not
came
gonna
out
do it.
in official newspapers, magazines, sorry. And she's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and then she can step out as an amazing talent in Hollywood.
Yeah, you know what that really means? Whoever
She's
she
the
picks
best
as the
demolition
next
artist in Hollywood.
It's going to be the exact same thing because all she did was leave with a replacement. That's going to change.
Well, that's the thing. Who are they going to put in there? Like, do you really think it's
whoever
going to be?
she wants put in there. Trust me, she wasn't forced out. She
We
decided.
need Elon to get a Doge into Lucasfilm. Bad.
Yeah,
let's
did y'all
go.
hear that they found $4.7 trillion worth of who the fuck knows where this money went?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
curious.
A ginormous case of fraud.
We'll probably never know this information, but I would love to see what her contract says. Why can't they get rid of her until she decides to go?
I don't think you'd find that in her contract. Her husband
Why can't they get rid of her? Because she has a snatch. That's why.
Her
It
husband
might
is
not
a-
even be that she has blackmail on him. She
They
just
can't-
has a vagina.
Yeah, and her husband is incredibly powerful in Hollywood as well.
Like people are like, oh, she's got all this dirt on them. I'm like, I don't even think that. I just think it's literally
not-
just she's a woman.
It's
Disney
bad
went
for their
full
brand,
Kool-Aid.
chick.
Yeah, Disney went full Kool-Aid, right? And remember, they hired like a shit ton of woke people, so like firing your lead woman who's pushing all your stuff that you want, right?
Well, the irony, it's
gonna
not Disney that put her there. It's
That's true.
George himself.
Yeah, he left her in it. That doesn't mean Disney had to keep her.
To some degree, it does, because they had to probably sign her for a number of years without
Yeah,
the
but
option to
let's
fire.
be honest. How many times has she had her contract re-signed?
I don't know. Could be some sneaky behind the scenes deals. It's Hollywood. Most of it's fraudulent, anyways.
Money laundering. It's all a Botox and Ozempic operation.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I wonder how many things are going to start shutting down since the USAD got shut down.
Oh,
A lot of
dude,
their funding.
that's
Well-
fucking hilarious.
They are canceling a bunch of stuff. A bunch of news reporting shows are getting canceled, and
Yeah,
I'm not sure if there's a direct correlation, but as soon as USDAD funding started getting cut, talks of the woke Doctor Who getting canceled also started floating around.
Yeah, it's almost like they were funneling the money to it and were one of the main contributors.
But it's not just that. It's also like, what is it? The IRS is also getting audited. What else have we got? FBI is going to be
I wanted
releasing
that to be
the
audited
Epstein
for
list now.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, who posted the meme of the like person of color for the FBI and the Democrats to cheer?
Oh, I did. Yeah,
Disappointed
Cash
one.
Patel. Yeah, the left is not cheering the first person FBI director of color.
Boy, oh boy,
Almost like Cash Patel is based as fuck or something.
Uh-huh.
man, this has just been a great year, has it not?
They just like people of color when they shut up and do what they're told, you know?
This has been a great year, guy. Like,
It's already been a great year. I'm like, oh yeah, it's only like close to March now, and it's already been a great year.
oh, I wish we had Gino on because I don't know if you watched that debate I did. I told Frederick a little bit of like Andrew Wilson versus a dude called Zachary something, and he's a Gamantry or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, gematria.
Yeah,
Yeah, see
that what
the
it's
numbers
called?
and names and all that
yeah.
jazz.
He's one of those dudes. I've watched Andrew Wilson do a shit ton of debates. I've watched him do debates with Destiny and all of them, right? I have never seen him actually fucking start losing his shit of this dude not being able to answer one fucking question. Like the entire time. Because like all the dude would do is like bring up random dates and then correlate them and then just keep rambling on for 4 fucking minutes, not actually answering the question at all. That was the entire debate. And then he, what was he said? He doesn't buy crypto because he thinks it's not moral, right, Frederick?
Shit coins.
Mm-hmm. But if you buy his Patreon, he'll tell you how to buy what Bitcoin to or like crypto
What
coin to
shit
buy
coin? Yeah.
on his Patreon.
He's a shit coiner
Yeah,
to the
and
gallows.
literally, I think he brought up what was it, XRB?
Oh yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, he was bringing up that one. He's like, and because this is what happened. He went and I made the people on my Patreon. I made them 5 times amount on their crypto, right? And Andrew Wilson was like, "Oh, so you made 5 times as well?" And he said, "No, I don't do crypto. I find it immoral."
Wow.
I don't know if he has it up anymore because I think he puts it behind his like website paywall.
Yes, he should.
Like Andrew Wilson, that's how he does his thing. Probably a part of it will get uploaded. If it does, I'll end up sending it to you, Frederick. You have to listen to a little bit of it.
Oh, no, I don't.
You do.
No,
you
I
do.
don't. I do not.
It was suffering.
I'm busy. I'm playing Arkham Asylum now. Did you know that? I got Arkham Asylum to work on my Steam Deck.
Yeah, but you should listen to this interview while you play. See, multitasking.
Okay, I'll put it in the background on mute while I play. How's that?
No, you got to listen to it a little bit further.
The numbers? Do I got to do the math?
Yes, you got to do the numbers. The numbers
do the
of
gematria.
The thing that's called coincidences. Sometimes it's just a coincidence.
Cue the X-Files music.
He's like, "No, man, it's like what was he saying? Basically the fucking, what are they calling not the Gentiles? What's the other word?
The Goys?
No.
Gringo?
Anyways, he's saying like there's a big conspiracy and all this stuff, and they're using the numbers to control everything, man. Is that type? That's what this dude was.
Yeah, well, that's generally the type that uses XRP, to be honest. So kids, don't do shit coins. Stay away from it. Only Bitcoin.
I'm a fan of
Do
wooden
Bitcoin,
nickels.
not shitcoin.
Yeah, which is Bitcoin is cheap today. You got a 10% off.
Ooh, nice.
Like I said, worst one I've ever seen.
Sounds pretty bad.
And I've watched him like debate like third way fucking retarded feminists and shit. And they aren't that stupid.
That can be funny sometimes because they will answer questions and they'll sound dumb and dumber because they have a hard time shutting up.
Yeah, but this dude like he wasn't answering questions. And I mean he didn't answer one fucking question in the entire debate.
Like
it was literally
evasive or what?
How do I put it? Hey, let me put this one thing up. I'm going to say this. And he's like, well, 9/11 was 410 days away from this. And this was that. And this was that. And this correlates with this random fucking date. And yeah, let me continue on. Not answering the question. To the point where the moderator was just like, even the moderator was getting annoyed. She's like, just give the answer. Don't give your process to getting the answer. That's what he was doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the third time, Tenkage, welcome.
What's up, man?
Oh my God, it's
third time. Yeah.
Third
Oh my
time.
God, it's Tenkage.
What's up, everybody?
What are you doing, Tenkage?
It's pronounced 10 cage, guys, okay?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kangs. No, it's 10 Kangs.
For the longest time, I actually did say Tin Cage.
Well, it is Tenkage, but I just let people say Tenkage because that, it's actually a word.
It sounds Japanese.
Yeah. If either or works, it's fine, guys.
Who originally started
spell it
saying
wrong.
Tenkage? Was it Sybil who started saying it that way?
I think so, yeah. Probably.
Oh, okay.
You might have done it as
I thought
troll, I don't
Sybil
know.
was saying it the correct way, so I just followed his example.
No, I think he's messing around because back in the day, I made a character whose name was Tenkage. I was like, that sounds pretty badass, And then one of my buddies was like, that's a Japanese word, right? I was like, okay, I'll go with it.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, what you name me the 5 things you did for indie comics this week, Tenkage. This is Doge, Indie Comics Doge. Right here.
I'm just not going to reply. Is that okay?
That's fine. How you been?
I'm good, man. Just hanging out, doing the daily grind and trying to get some creative stuff in when I can. I'm working on a sketch of Sabrina for the show, actually.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
So.
You had my attention.
My little gift. Yeah. It's still blue line. I don't have a camera to show it off, but
my not so little Sabrina.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I could think of a couple of reasons why that's a good idea.
But yeah, just been hanging out, man, doing what I can. Right now, I'm doing this drawing thing where I'm trying to do 60 1-minute gestures a day.
Really?
Yeah, just to get practice in and do anatomy when I can. But
Nice.
yeah, so still practicing.
Yeah. I got to learn horses. Billy Bob, like, trying to bully me into adding like an RCMP officer in the comic, and he doesn't know what an RCMP officer is, which is funny.
Then like
Hold up. First of all,
Canadian
I
police.
told you. No. First of all, I told you have the little gay fucking officers that ride horses. Because you're like, well, I don't know if I could do it. And I'm like, well, you're in fucking,
Well, I did
fake
a bit of
America
research.
land.
I did some research, and there are reasons why an RCMP officer could be in Montreal, because they're mostly like Ottawa types, right? But during certain occasions, they might be in the city, and there could be a rogue officer on a horse going around. It might be interesting. I'll do at least, you know what I'll do? I'll do at least a concept sketch for it.
Oh, I know what you need to add to your comic now. It needs to be like where Tail goes past like a comic book store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like it has like a promotional thing, and it has like the Eric July like double page spread. Just like a nerd looking over, like, what the fuck?
Oh, by the way, Tinkage, I wanted to ask, have you tried out Shadow Dark at all? I was curious about it.
I haven't been able to try it out yet, but I did pick the book out and start reading. Started reading through it and everything because I
Yeah.
already own Old School Essentials. So, and I heard they go together really well.
That doesn't surprise me because I think both used basic OD&D as like a big inspiration.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
does sound right. Yeah, it's been a long time for me since I played, so I'm just trying to catch up.
I played a little bit of Shadow Dark, not a whole lot. They have like a solo play type expansion to it, which really like all you're really doing is like you're paying for a couple extra tables and a simple yes no system to simulate a DM. Like the core rulebook pretty much has everything there.
Yeah. No, it's really great. And I love how just simplified and straightforward it is, for like picking your class and stuff. It's like 2 pages,
It's like one of those games where you technically don't even need to prep as a DM to run it.
Yeah, it's really lightweight. I'd say it's something you could take to like if you hang out at like a bookstore or something,
Yeah.
You could probably do that.
Like if somebody just said, "Hey, I want to play an RPG," all of a sudden you can just crack out the Shadow Dark book and say, "All right, there's 2 whole tables here. There is one for hex map generation. There is one for dungeon generation." That's pretty much all you need.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to hop in and play some with you guys. So I figure I may as well brush up on some of
Quit making it sound
technicalities again, like castles and crusades. I've got that too. So
it's a cult.
Doing my homework.
I really do like Castles and Crusades. I know I won't shut up about it, but I really like it.
Here you go, Otter. I just officially signed it. It is complete.
Oh, lovely. It looks amazing, dude.
I just need to.
I'm going to have to share it on the social media tomorrow.
I'll give you
Hold up, Tinkage. We're going to make you fucking make a character.
Hold on. Just finish this idea here. Otter, I'll
Name
give
him
you
Tinkage.
I'll give you a snapshot and a scan real soon as well.
Yeah, I was just I just shared like a sketch from Neutron Board this morning.
Oh,
I can share this
yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Looks
you
great.
just have to sign an NDA, Tinkage.
It's funny because I look at that and I notice things that I may not have paid, the drawing may not have paid attention to before I started learning more. And that door and those pillows look really great, dude.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a code word, and you would know it.
Well, there's a lot happening here. Like, I don't know if I should say this, but this pillow here kind of echoes certain,
No, I see.
There's a lot of things happening. You got
Innuendo.
you got a nice little lion door here.
Yeah.
You got a Lucky Charm here, the horse hoof.
It's just a little sensual, just a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. It's hinting at it. The candles are warming up the atmosphere here.
Yeah, I love the hair. The hair looks great too.
Yeah, I put a little bit of extra on the hair, and
The hair looks really nice. I really
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, I'm kind of happy with it too.
Yeah,
I've
I love
noticed-
the shading you did for it. It overall, like, I think it's a wonderful piece. I love the hatching work and everything you've done for it.
Thank you.
Hair is one of those things I've noticed. You're not going to have a lot of. You'll have a few people that'll teach you how to draw hair, but there's really no one way to do the hair, right? So you kind
No,
of just have to do it and trial and error. So.
Yeah, it's definitely abstract.
Mhm.
Like you got to
Yeah,
suggest.
Kage made the worst mistake, which he asked his wife to take a picture so he can draw her hair. You know how it ended.
No, I don't.
You don't know? You were knocked out that bad?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, when I was learning to draw, all my female characters had like shaved heads with mohawks. That was so easy to draw. But
Shaved
now-
side of the head.
Yeah, I was 16. Goth chicks were the best thing in the world back then.
Yeah.
And yeah, now it's
Yeah, now you fucking cringe at it.
real women with real beautiful hair. Real
Here's the
features.
thing. The character you just drew, Aurora, she's an actual goth chick in the story. That's the thing. She's like a Bronze Age fantasy goth chick. That's the
There
best
you
way I
go.
can describe it without going into detail.
Right when I think I'm out, you pull me back in.
The funny thing was, like, I believe where I got the inspiration for this was when I read through John A. Douglas's book, The Black Crown. He has a character with a fairly similar concept, and I want to think I was inspired by that.
It was also because I kept calling his one character gay.
that was also a little bit of a factor.
So you had to have two women, right? Yeah. Okay. Just for emphasis, right?
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Oh, Tekage, did you see the update on the cover for
Whoa!
Patrick Quinlan's
Look
book?
at that.
That looks
Yeah.
awesome.
This is going to be Phenomenal Tales #1, second printing.
I'm there for it. That is
Man.
awesome, dude.
Yeah, still got some details to add. It's not over and done, but like 80% done.
You know what you should have added?
What's that?
His favorite character. Why am I blanking on her name now? Starts with an S, Otter.
Samantha.
No.
Sabrina.
No.
Man, that dragon is.
Otter, you know who I'm talking about.
From
Yeah,
what
it's like,
series?
the Beast from the comic.
Cynthia?
Or like what was that Batman issue?
No, from Konosuba, Otter, Konosuba.
Oh, Sylvia.
Yeah, Sylvia.
What are you
Woman.
talking about for a second? It's like, oh, yeah. I know what you're alluding to now.
The Chimera.
I'm somewhat of a man myself.
Oh no, that's a terrible thing to say.
Well, it happened.
Oh dear Lord.
I love Konosuba so much. From what I know of it, I think it's specifically the anime that strikes such a nice balance. I've heard people talk about the light novel and the manga, and they say it's fun, but the anime it takes it a step or two farther, and it strikes a really good balance between a lot of things.
Yep, and season 4 will be like what, 2026?
It takes them like 4 to 5 years to make one season, but when they do make it, it's great.
How many episodes in a season?
It's like what? I think it's about like
Keep in mind it's usually 2 years for a season. The reason why that one was 4 is because technically it was also the movie in between.
Oh,
2.
yeah, that is right. Yeah, the movie does kind of feel like a bit of a mini season in its own right.
All right.
I didn't even think of the movie. That is right. And it is part of the it is part of the overall story.
Yeah, of him getting traumatized by a fucking chimera, dude.
And ogre lady, not ogre ladies, orc ladies.
Yeah,
That's
orc
right.
ladies who fucking have like pig faces.
Yeah, they're literally. Actually, I think that's closer to how they're envisioned in D&D.
Yeah.
Because like obviously Konosuba is like it's inspired by like MMOs and D&D to varying extents.
But they're
Generic
they're
isekai.
out of the monster manual in D&D now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is
Yes.
Japan. Japan don't give a fuck.
Who, the orcs? Yeah.
That was a recent thing with orcs being removed from the monster manual.
Yes, very current day.
I recently had a hot take. I'm like, not only should orcs be in the monster manual, tieflings and Aasimar should also be in there.
Everything that's not human.
I actually everything, including humans, should be
Yeah.
in there.
You see, this is a Redditor.
Oh man! Oh, you
I
got
was,
to add a Redditor to your like. Do you still use your script for random encounters, Otter? You had written a Python script for random encounters at some point.
no, that was for that was loot generation. But
Oh.
I do have a thing for random encounters.
The Reddit mod dungeon, it's just like an apartment that's been hoarded. It's
Hey,
just
every here and there I have a joke quest, all right?
Which
The
is funny
occasional
'cause,
joke quest is a lot of fun.
which was funny because they finally fucked around and found out with them. Like, remember they were going on like the Reddit shit, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna find these people and kill them," and all this other shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were saying
And they're
that.
like, "Oh yeah, now they're actually getting investigated."
Yep.
It's like, good job, you fucking idiots.
Reddit is a special place for special people.
Reddit is something. Let's
It's
just
full
put it
of
that way.
retards.
I think
Like,
they used to back in my day before the internet. They used to call those asylums.
Yeah. They used to call it Dig. Remember Dig?
Oh yes, that was the prototype.
Yeah. It's Reddit prototype, basically.
Yeah,
Who did
they were
Star-
the big thing for a while till they just
Mhm.
didn't update. They didn't make it to the next.
Yeah. They basically
that's
collapsed, and when it happened, it was quick.
hold up. I need to pull up the meme I sent of the Konosuba one.
Because they had their own podcast as well, like Dig
Mhm.
Nation, where they would go through the front page every day.
Yeah. I remember that.
Kevin Rose, man, he was his own little celebrity from a long time back. Like with, he was even on TV with what was it called? Leo Laporte.
Mm.
Not side scrollers, screensavers.
Tenkage sent me something.
Oh yeah, screensavers. I think I do
So-
vaguely remember that.
Yeah, Leo Laporte had a show called Screensavers, computer stuff, and he was a young
There you go,
whippersnapper
Frederick.
back then.
Yeah, I had to send this.
So here's the thing: if you actually wanted to do it slanted, you would actually have it slanted, like where he's punching.
That's totally Ethan. It looks like Ethan, the bald guy.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
It actually does.
Looks nothing like me.
Yeah, not the yeah.
It's the only one that's not a 3D asset.
For me, it's just
It's a very weird
think
art choice.
I think they need to vary up the color palette. The color palette to me it looks so bland.
A lot of
There's
the
not enough
details,
variety.
too. Yeah,
Well, for one, it's shitty shots. Kind of. God Lord.
like where's all the detail? You know, it's just blacked out basically. And I don't know. It looks kind of
Oh, did he repeat
Bland.
the panel or what? What happened?
No, people are showing how to edit it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that doesn't fix it. I'm gonna be honest with
yeah.
you.
Much like writing, you have to go through a process where people, you know, they look at it and they say, "Hey, this doesn't look right." You know.
Well, to be honest, you should know that as an artist.
That
This
too.
is one of the things you learn.
Mhm.
Like this Cliff Richards guy, he's very dubious.
Mm.
Like this
Yeah,
is
I would
all-
say so.
Yeah.
I wonder if he signed a contract with Cliff Richard and he can't get out of it. It's like after this, he won't have the dude. Because it could have been a thing where he signed a 3 comic,
It could be that.
Yeah.
It also could be that he thinks it's a good idea to bring him. I mean, it is a good
No,
idea
I'm not
to.
saying not that, but I also think even if he wanted to fire this dude, he can't.
Yeah, and one thing that's tough about drawing in general that I've found is you could be the greatest, you could draw the best men and women, but as soon as you are asked to draw a cat or a horse, everything changes.
Or children.
Or children. Yeah, everything
It's
changes
true.
totally.
It's harder to do.
So
Oh,
it's like
that reminds me.
you have to master so many like basically when you learn anatomy, at least from what I've gathered, you need to like understand the concept of it more than just the human context.
Or you could do what Cyberpunk 2077 did, where
What'd
they
they
took
do?
the children were just shrunken down adult models.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. If you're gonna draw like little people or whatever, it's different than drawing a kid.
But
It's
that
not
is a
the same
lot of
scale.
comics. Like
Yeah.
that is a lot of comics.
Mhm.
Billy Bob Sack, like shrunken adults.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying Cyberpunk 2077 done that in video game
They just
form,
took a shortcut. Yeah.
where they didn't actually make a kid model. They just shrunk adult models.
So you get bobbleheads.
It's
Yeah.
not easy drawing kids because kids
Or-
like women, you don't want to put too many lines. You got to
Yep.
get the right proportions in. Some are better artists.
I think I've showed Frederick this. I might have to take a picture of it here soon.
What is
It's
it?
also just
Frederick? Oh, go ahead.
this is also just a good example of how no matter how good you are, nobody's above criticism.
Yeah, that's what this is really about. Is
Everybody needs like whether it's an editor or a reliable like beta reader or 2 or 3, so on. Like you need somebody to at least say, hey, this needs a little adjusting here.
Yeah, because if you draw, what is it? The 8-head rule for the height, but then for kids, I think it's what 5.
Yeah,
5-head? Yeah.
8-head is like a superheroic figure. With,
Yeah.
Like a normal person is like a 6.5 to 7.5, maybe.
Well, hold up, y'all are forgetting the first thing is you actually draw it. You don't use 3D assets. You're not pulling fucking generic models
That's
either.
a big part of it. Yeah, you got to actually draw it, digital or traditional. Just draw the damn picture.
It's the most obvious stuff he doesn't get. That's what gets me. Like the most obvious stuff that a child would understand. Like double page spreads are on the same.
So this is where I kind of get into a very subjective point I have, and you guys may even disagree with me, but it's kind of why I believe that I don't think you should always be aiming to like pump out a new story constantly. Like, I'm not saying you should like constantly delay or be a perfectionist about it either, but there needs to be enough time for it to be looked over by somebody else who has reliable enough info to say, hey, you need to fix a few things here, just to make sure that there is a bit of story polish there, or at least structural polish happening.
100%.
Yeah, totally agree. In a lot of ways, I think it comes down to he may understand the quote unquote business side of it, but the industry has always been pretty cutthroat. Like if I'm not mistaken, like just to get a job at some of these like Marvel or DC, they'd be like, hey, draw this car or draw this coffee table, and if you can't draw it, they're like, you're out. You can't do the fun stuff if you can't do the basic backgrounds and stuff. So, that's sort of why clip art is kind of a slap in the face to the tradition and culture of drawing comic books.
It is. And like you can start like there are ways where it can be used in skillfully in ways that make sense. But to just drop a SketchUp cheap item in your page and not even have an effect on it. Like you can still see the wireframe. It boggles my mind, man. It's like I can't believe the artist had the audacity to see it, that Eric didn't see it. I don't think he has deep understanding of the artwork, of the writing. Like you could tell, like it's all surface level. He's great at great at making the stuff happen and putting it out there. But he doesn't think much about the art. He's like, yeah, you don't want to overthink it. He says, he says it in a chat. He's like, it's like music, you know. You record it once, and the editors want to play with it and fiddle with it. I'm like, no, it's
really nothing like music at all. Yeah.
don't overthink it, man. No, but that's what he
but
says.
that's even how music works. I'm sorry, they don't record. They don't just do one session. And
Yeah,
go,
exactly.
Oh, there's the album, sir.
When they do, it's exceptional. Like
that's my point.
Very
That's my
talented.
point.
Yeah.
Exactly. He doesn't understand that.
Yep.
It goes over his head, man.
It's like just poor CG. You know, it's just bad art, in my opinion. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can Billy. It's kind of like Berserk 2016. You know, it's just bad. It's not good.
Berserk 2016.
By the way, that
so
one was
many
one that-
things wrong with it.
Yeah.
Well, same
So
with
many
Ghostbusters 2016. If I'll have you know.
Frederick, have you ever seen
That
Berserk
too.
2016?
I may have seen. You may have shown me some clips.
It's a CG mess. It's a
So
total
they were planning to have like had like ambitions and shit because they were going to do it as 3D, completely 3D. It's like, okay, well, they didn't have time to actually implement it right and rushed. So this thing looks it is unfinished as fuck.
Oh no.
They were originally supposed to have, what was it like? Was it kind of like ray tracing with the lighting and shit?
Yeah.
But they ran out. They didn't have time to actually implement it, so they actually smeared on the shadows on the model.
It looks so bad.
Because they didn't have the lighting technique that they were actually wanting to do.
Yeah, and when it comes to 3D like that, the CGI world, it's the lighting that brings everything to life.
See, this is like the polar opposite of like your B stars, your JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, where they'll have like some actual good 3D animation in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like you're left scratching your head like here. And I've seen this also with some of it was like what the Junji Ito collection or whatever. I saw the exact same mistake where it's like both Ito and Miura are known for their deep shadows, like hyper realistic, like there's a lot of hatching in it too. Thing is, those are like a stark black. They go with like these muted grays for shadows, and it just takes you right out of it. It looks bad. Really bad.
I might pull up a clip of it. I need to pull up the walking clip. That one's actually like on the fucking most hilarious because they did. It's like you can tell it's not even animated at all.
It looks like an old Newgrounds video. You guys remember Newgrounds at all?
Yeah.
Are familiar with that?
I don't know about that one.
Hold up, let me
Hey,
pull it up,
Patrick,
pull it up,
how's it
pull
going,
it
my
up.
man? Just missed our talk on Eric July and his wonderful ISOM 3 promotion there.
Berserk.
I just asked them what their favorite part of the comic book was.
Dude.
Hey, go check out Dan Lawless if you guys get a chance. That guy's awesome. I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately.
God, I saw it. All right, let me show it.
Patrick, you'll never guess this, but James did not know about the "What's your favorite part of ISOM" meme, and he asked people what their favorite part of ISOM was.
So funny.
So here you go, Frederick.
Hit me.
Screw you guys.
This is a fake dubbing, though, right?
Yeah, this is a fake dubbing.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
wish it
literally
wasn't
the
fake.
animation. This is the
Screw you guys.
If Rip Reverse did Berserk. Yeah.
yeah, like literally that's painted on because they actually wanted to have light. Oh god!
See, the Japanese can do bad stuff too.
It
Just
looks more
obviously
like
moving the 3D model around in Corel. You can just see them doing it.
It looks like a motion comic.
Oh my god! What
Flash
happened to
animation. That's what it was called.
What happened to
Flash animation.
Serpico?
What is going on with that head there?
Hey, I didn't know you guys were watching Ruby.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh my god, Serpico!
Have you guys seen the animation for Ruby, by the way?
No, I have balls.
I have not.
So let's put it this way: you make a this is one of those where it's like an anime imitation. It's not actually like proper anime. It's a Western property that wants to be anime. It's also basically done with the graphics of a PS2 game.
That sounds interesting.
I don't like Ruby. Like put short and simply, I don't like it. I know some people who do. Good for them. I really don't like Ruby.
Oh yeah, and they used one sound effect for the fucking sword in the show.
Like every time.
Yes, one sound effect. And it's
I
literally
think I remember that actually.
it's literally bang.
Oh yeah, it sounds like somebody's literally like tossing around a fucking fridge or something.
Well, it's like someone hitting a pot. Here you go, Frederick. Here's this is one of the worst ones.
God.
And by the way, it wasn't just bad animation; it's a fucking like amalgamation of a adaptation of Berserk, as it's literally starting technically at the beginning, not the beginning, at the midpoint of Conviction, because it skips Lost Children. However, it reincorporates Lost Children, but it also rewrites in stuff from the final parts of Golden Age with the Pig Demon, and also some of the Lost Children with Farnese stuff rewritten, and from Berserk Chapter 2.
Let's just put it this way. It skips the Golden Age arc.
Yes. Which, I mean, I understand why they kind of maybe wanted to skip the Golden Age.
I do too, but they had to acknowledge it. Thing. It's like Golden Age is kind of a big deal.
But they
That's
skipped
like your foundation.
Black Swordsman still to this day, besides the fans are doing a adaptation. We have never gotten an actual true adaptation of Black Swordsman.
That's true. Yeah,
we've only ever got was in the 90s. The 90s Berserk was the first episode was a fucking weird adaptation of the first chapter. They like cut Puck and everything out. Anyways, listen to this shit.
Who is that man?
I hate it so much already.
In spite of my prediction. This makes me happy, boy.
Oh man.
the stuttering is not it actually is that stuttery.
Yes.
Yeah, it's giving me like nausea.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's like being nauseous.
Just listen to the sword. This is what they went for the sound design.
It's literally just a frying pan.
Need the laugh track
sounds like
to,
some
round it
kind
out.
of- sounds like a frying pan.
Throw all the silverware at him, yeah.
Oh my god. Stop playing, YouTube. Don't autoplay. I don't want to hear
Somebody needs to like make a new version of that where he's actually got like a gigantic frying pan in his hand instead of just like the Dragon Slayer.
Someone probably has. My computer's freaking out.
I mean, Berserk's so popular. I'm surprised there's not more like fan movies or fan animations.
There are some movies that are pretty high quality.
There was one. Technically, it's an unfinished version of it that they posted because they said some of it got corrupted or whatever happened to them.
Okay.
But they released like it's still unfinished, but it's great. It is of Lost Children.
Oh.
I think I'll have to send it to you. But it's like it's a pretty, like, it's not 1-to-1, of course, but it's like a pretty good adaptation of the story of Lost Children.
I'll check it out.
Okay, my computer keyboard is freaking the fuck out.
I can probably re-foley it, make it sound better.
Hey Frederick, I like in that drawing there the mountain and the trees look awesome, but I love how the bullets are kind of in there along with the trees too. The shell.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
you got-
sweet.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to add a little bit more snow details in the mountain. This is a kind of sort of pyramid that's been covered by
Yeah. Oh, okay.
by dirt and trees have grown. That's why it's so perfect. It's
Yeah,
kind
that
of-
makes sense.
And yeah, this was referenced from a photo, an actual mountain in Siberia or something, somewhere in Russia.
Oh.
Petrichal type of
Composition
chat.
is awesome, man. And the casings are also going off into the black there on the left side of the page. That looks really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's always good. Yeah.
Super cool.
I got some in the snow. They're doing a little, like, there's even like casings falling in the snow because he was been turning around and stuff. And I can't wait to see what the color is going to be like.
Nice.
I think maybe Peter Gilmore is usually his colorist.
Oh, it's gonna look good then, I think. I mean, from what I've seen,
Mongolia.
anyways. Yeah.
Mongolia, which used to be Tartaria. A lot of ancient structures there.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it does look fairly perfect. I didn't notice that initially. It's awesome.
Yeah, I actually drew them with a ruler and then kind of just manually added like layers of mountains that would have been there, and you got a little bit of snow in the angles. And this is going to be cropped on the final version because you always have like the bleed zone
Right.
on the printer, so you'll have a little bit of crop in there. So yeah, still some details on the mountains, maybe up here in the hairy parts around the beast, and there's still like texture around the horns. I got some horns are not completely finished yet either, and I'm gonna do some dark zones here in the foreground, trying to bring these Chinese soldiers up to have them pop. And I'm looking for an excuse to break out the screen tone as well.
I think you could find one.
I'm pretty sure we can.
So are you gonna
be? It's gonna be the final step, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna sell the original artwork too, or are you gonna hang on?
Yeah,
to
I
it?
mean, I promised Patrick I would give it to him, but if you give me
Oh, well, of
a
course,
couple of
yeah.
bucks, I'll give it to you, Tenkagi.
It's all good.
I'm just teasing Patrick.
Yeah, I know. Really great work, man.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to spoil anything, Patrick. No, because I don't know anything. That's the best way. Actually, I know many things. I just don't know how much you know.
No spoilers.
Cue the X-Files.
So
We need to-
Berserk. I was kidding.
Yeah, now back to Berserk.
Griffith is out there.
Oh man, he's evil. He's pure evil.
Oh yeah, like no question.
You think he'll get his at the end? I'm not so sure.
I hope so.
I think it's kind of a promise that needs to be kept. I really do think that.
Yeah,
You don't
it's-
think they'll
Griffith has to
circumvent
pay.
expectations?
I don't know if he's going to be like murdered or whatever, but I think it's like his overall plan has to really turn against him at the end. That is like bare minimum what needs to happen.
Yeah, I'm not as versed as you guys when it comes to Berserk, but I always felt like it was hinted at that by the end of the story, Guts will be totally different than he was the beginning of the story as far as like morality and stuff.
He's already very different.
Yeah. So I wonder if like it's the whole revenge is poison kind of theme, you know what I mean? Just changes him over time. I don't know.
So it's more kind of like he actually steps out of it. Like it's still part of him, but it's like more than anything, you just get the sense that he's tired.
Right.
And it's like he is also reformed in quite a lot of ways. And already you're kind of seeing where Griffith's own house of cards is starting to crumble a little bit.
Okay,
not fully, but you're seeing some of the foreshadowing for it.
My computer did not fucking like playing those clips. After I played that clip, my computer, like, it was randomly clicking on shit and freaking out.
Fucking fine. Don't
like,
watch Berserk 2016.
It opened like fucking Bing for some reason to search.
Oh man.
So it turned your computer into mine.
What year is it? Yeah.
Even your computer got nausea.
Yeah, my computer was like, "What the fuck are you playing?" Yeah, that was weird. But that's how to smoke and then come back, and it's fine now.
I'm over here just waiting for Berserk to finish, and I know it'll be a while. I've read the first couple arcs, but
Well, we just got a new chapter after 3 months.
nice. I can wait.
And we're definitely heading into the finale.
There's a lot of stuff that on my reading list that I can't even really get to half the time. So that time will pass and it'll be done eventually.
It's probably going to be another 10 or so years before Berserk is finished, let's be honest.
Especially at the pace they're going. Unless they really pick up the pace, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather they take their time and make sure it's done right than crank it out quick?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine with the pace that they're going. This is nothing new. Berserk has been going for like well over 30, 40 years now.
Yeah.
Albeit it does seem like, for one, the artists are actually better now. They're getting pretty good.
Yeah.
It
They
does seem
really
like they're
picked up the pace, I think.
Yeah.
Those first few chapters, they were like, I remember reading them and thinking, man, this is just a little stilted. And not like the art so much. It was like parts of the writing where I'm like a lot of the dialogue was like exclamation points. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, we're actually
it made
getting-
sense, but it was a bit too much at the same time.
The last 3 chapters, we've been getting like a lot of dialogue. Like whoever the
Love
person
dialogue.
who's scripting and writing it now is actually writing like and shit.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Well, like the ones after, it was very minimal.
Yeah.
Like very, very minimal.
Yeah, it'll be done when it's done. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about most projects these days. It's done when it's done, you know?
Or, you know,
some things are done
work on a
fast, some
monthly
things
basis.
aren't. Yeah, like monthlies are different, I guess, like when you have a monthly and a deadline, but if you're doing like a really long story, just
Or-
make sure it's the
or you-
best it can be.
Or you're like George R. R. Martin, you just die.
Well, he isn't dead yet.
He's 76 years old.
I said yet.
That's crazy.
Watch, they open up his will, and in there he's got, here's where my story's stashed. Go publish it.
That's where the manuscript is.
Like we're at the point where literally he can drop dead any day.
Or it's gonna be like that Ready Player One thing where like he passes, and then like certain fans were selected to go through a scavenger hunt to find the manuscript,
and they end up dying one by one.
Yeah.
It's been 14 years. And 4 months, it will be 14 years since Dance of Dragons released.
That's crazy. That's so wild.
Just
hey, but I'm a guy who waited 18 years for a sequel. So
in what was that? I think 2016, he said he would think he would have it done by the end of that year.
which reality?
Yeah, it's not always worth the wait, man. I waited a long time for those Star Wars sequels, and man, was I disappointed.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll be. Oh, you know what? I do expect some people to be pissed because I do think the book will end with Daenerys arriving in Westeros, not actually in Westeros.
Have you actually gone back and watched it from the beginning again, the Game of Thrones show?
It's
me?
been so long
Yeah.
since I've watched Game of Thrones.
I rewatched the entire thing back in 2022.
Okay.
And my biggest takeaway is season 1, albeit I hate some of the changes. Some of them are understandable. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I
Season
would agree
2,
with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think season 1 and 2 are probably, I mean, as usual, are probably the better ones, but with most shows. But I don't know. I've been watching The Sopranos because my wife's never seen it. But then, like, when we read, we'll like throw something on in the background, and we did have like the old Hercules TV show on. We finished that, and now we have Game of Thrones, and I'm watching it, and I was like, I can't really tell the difference now that all the hype's gone, because some of this stuff is not as good as I remember it being.
One thing I have noticed is like, so it's like so it's like some of the changes I've noticed, like between like reading the book and watching the show, is like some of the perverted aspects were actually ramped up in the TV show.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of it is like the book is already perverted in places, but you have HBO writers like right there in the writing room, and they're just like wringing their hands ready to go. That's what it feels like to me.
Oh, absolutely, because they know that money's coming in.
So
Yeah.
2 of the changes I was actually when I look back, it doesn't bother me that much in season 1, and that is cutting the phrase in black or the blackfish part. I understand because the budget, Like they would have to build a whole new set for their castle and shit. And that's too much. And then I understood why they cut the forward battle with Tyrion.
Yeah.
Why they just have him get knocked out. And I was like, it's because of budget. They literally couldn't afford to do it.
Be like,
I was like, you know
a
what,
whole
that's
other
understandable.
episode, just the battle. Yeah.
What I didn't actually like when I rewatched it, I forgot how much they butchered the opening
What do
when
you
they
mean?
with the others.
Oh yeah.
They have generic whites just like fucking running. I fucking hate the whites in the show.
Well, when they
They're
added the
generic
Night
white.
King, they really diverged from the books quite a bit there. So
Yeah, the funny part is we actually don't have a Night King in the book.
yeah, and it's better for it, in my opinion. You get to focus on the other characters more, and things are implied, which can be good sometimes. And yeah, I don't know. That's a weird series, man, because there were some ideas with the way it ended that I thought would have been executed well in the books, but they did not work good on the show.
Yeah, well, there was also how do I put it? No time is either. Like they
Yeah.
didn't build any of it up. Well, George probably gave them ideas of what's going to happen or where some characters will
He
end.
did. He gave them bullet points or whatever.
And some stuff was built way up too much, like the whole
Mhm.
Arya going to study with the men without faces, the faceless men. They spent so much time on that for such
Well,
little
I
payoff.
kind of blame George for that a little bit.
It was cool in the books, but I agree in the show they definitely built it up quite a bit. It's like, okay, can we just get to the
True.
They
training,
built
you
it
know?
up and they butchered it once again because they were like,
Yes and no. I think
like
some parts were done well.
okay, the faceless men, they don't allow emotion to evolve themselves at all
Mhm.
in life.
Mhm.
In the show, you had the waif, and she's like, "I hate Arya. I want to kill her." And then fucking the other faceless man is like, "Wait, why do we need to kill her?" And she's like, "I don't know. I just don't like her." And it's like, "Okay, let's go kill her." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
I'm like, literally in the books,
it's not correct at
Fleshed
all.
out motivation right
they're
there.
supposed to be literally disconnected. They think giving death is a gift. Like this is a
Yeah.
fucking cult. Look at
They
that.
really messed up Dario too. Naharis. Like in the books, he's really
Oh,
charismatic and stuff. And the
they turned
first
him
guy
into
they
a
got
pussy.
was really good. I liked who they picked for him. And then they replaced him with a different actor because I guess the original actor went and he made another Transporter movie. Remember the Transporter movies? But that guy they picked was great. And then after that, I was like, I don't care about this character anymore.
But anyway, back to the season 2.
Yeah, sorry.
They fucked up Stannis terribly, and they fucked up. This actually pissed me off when I rewatched it because I forgot how they fucked up Core and Half Hand's story plot with John.
Yeah.
They completely cut it out to give it to Ygritte, and I was like, "What the?"
Stannis got shafted in that show, but I mean, at least he was in it, I guess.
Yeah, but he got really shafted.
He did. He did.
Like they literally changed in the books when the Renly assassination happens. He was actually asleep in his bed having nightmares. That's because Melisandre was using magic to basically suck out his soul.
Yeah.
Like what really was going on. But he didn't actually know that whether he was responsible or not. He just, it's kind of the thing where he doesn't really know whether he was involved with it. And they change it to him being like going to Davos. Yeah, I use black magic. Who gives a fuck? And I'm like, what? What are you doing to my boy Stannis, my favorite fucking character?
I know. Stannis the Manus.
But that was back, like I said, season 2.
Mm-hmm.
The only real good parts in season 2 were they did Pycelle pretty good. I actually really like the actor they have for Pycelle Mastier.
Yeah.
The old man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was great.
The actor played him actually perfectly.
Yeah.
How he is in the books.
That's one of those series, though, where I think his original ending, like I said, some parts of it would work really good. And now, because of the backlash, he's probably trying to change a lot of it. And that's why I don't think he's ever going to finish, because the original ending worked. And now he's going to try to change it. And I don't think he has enough time, number one. And number two, why? I mean, just go with what you were going to do originally and just make it better.
This is where I kind of disagree with this.
Mm.
Mainly because I don't think it's a problem of him wanting to change it. I don't think he's going to change it.
Mm.
I think it's just a problem of he doesn't know how to get to it.
No, that too.
Because book 4 and 5 slowed down the fucking pacing to a crawl, and he added in a couple of subplots where he can finish it. Let me put it like he can get through these subplots and stuff and have it tie in. It's possible, but can he do it at this point? I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of people they didn't like the Bran, ending where he kind of becomes king or whatever. I like that. I thought the how ambiguous it was. Like, is it really Bran or is it someone else? I thought that was really good, but it didn't work on the show.
But that's because they first of all they knew this and they didn't build it up at all, and all that they literally went, Bran should be king because he has the best story, and it's like,
well, yeah,
is that your only justification?
Like you think it's a happy ending, and then Bran like smiles at the camera at the end, like that's kind of a good ending, but it's like it wasn't done, it wasn't executed well, I don't know.
How do I put it? And it also doesn't make sense in the world. I'm sorry, Bran being unless it's like how do I put it? He was manipulating everyone into voting him as king. Now, if that goes right in the book, it makes sense.
That's what I was going with. That's what I think.
The reason why is why would you vote for Bran to be king? No, and why would anyone want to accept this, knowing that in 70 years you're going to have a fucking secession crisis war?
Yeah.
Because even though he doesn't have kids, people are going to fight over who's going to be king at the end.
Yeah, you're going to run into an Augustus situation. Where he didn't have
and it gets even worse. Actually, I think if George did have this in his story, this would be stupid. The North seceding from the Seven Kingdoms. No, it makes no sense. It would never be accepted. The reason why is if you allow the North to secede, why wouldn't all the other fucking kingdoms go, wait, why are we part of the Seven Kingdoms again?
Yeah,
why can't I be king of my region?
It kind of defeats the whole purpose of the alliance that was made later on to fight the whites and all that stuff,
Yeah, the alliance that lasted less than a night.
But
the long night of slightly longer than a normal night.
A way too dark episode where I could not understand anything that was happening. Yeah.
Game of Thrones is dark, especially the long night where you literally can't see shit.
Yeah.
Having a budget.
Oh, that was funny. Which, by the way, I actually do have to apologize to that dude a little bit because I thought he was going to be the fucking main issue for House of the Dragon. What was his name? Miguel. I don't think he was actually the problem. Because when he left in the season 1 when it was airing, look at what season 2 happened. I'm like, I don't think he was the problem, guys.
I haven't seen House of the Dragon at all, so
it's got a lot of woke shit in it. Just keep in mind they turned the Valerians into black, which here's the thing: the showrunners don't understand. When you do that, everyone on the show should be black.
Yeah. It doesn't just break canon, but it kind of breaks a lot of the characters and the lineage and all that stuff. The whole idea that they wed their brothers and sisters to keep the bloodline pure, like that eliminates that completely.
So,
it's just weird.
So I'll explain this. This is actually in the canon, by the way.
Oh, I think I know what you're saying.
You marry brother and sister. However, when there's not a sibling to marry, House Valerian came along with the Targaryens. House Valerian wasn't a dragon rider family, but they were a merchant family that was with the Targaryens. So the Targaryens would marry a Valyrian if there was no other, no other brother or sister. The reason why this is important, if they're black, if they've always been black, well, that means every Targaryen on the show is black.
It's true.
Because you can actually directly tie all the lineage together in the show. Who's the child of who? And Aegon the Conqueror would have been black because his mother was a Valyrian.
Yeah, and the thing is for me, the strength of A Song of Ice and Fire is the lore. And the story's pretty good and the characters are interesting, but the lore is, for me, what makes it so interesting, And when you start messing with the lore, it just kind of falls apart at certain points,
That
Especially when it comes to the overall core themes of the lore or something like that. Right. I don't know how extensive the changes are, but especially if they're messing with some of the core themes
Yep.
that are there, then you're really like playing with fire.
House of the Dragon season 2 did it. That's why I will not watch any of the more of the shows. I'm done. The main theme of the books is free will. It is your choice. Like, prophecies aren't set in stone. They're usually made because of your own volition, right?
Yeah.
In season 2, they introduce a plot line of making what's his name? What's her name? I forgot her name. One of the fucking wife to Aegon in the show. Anyways, they made her a dreamer.
Okay.
Which is basically like the Targaryen version of a green seer, is
Like
what it is.
like a warg or whatever. Yeah.
Well, not a warg, but a green seer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they turned her into that, and then they made her whole plot. By the way, that wasn't in the books, but they made her like that. And then she basically tells Aemond, "Oh, even if you kill me, nothing will change. Everything will happen. There's no free will. Everything's set in stone." It's a big fucking slap in the face to the books.
Sounds like a retcon to me. Yeah.
It's a big slap. Because, like I said, prophecies in the books are fucking. They're not destined to happen. Cersei is the biggest fucking character in the books that her circumstance and her plot is literally she fucking made her destiny, her prophecy. Trying to avoid it, she's made it.
Yeah. Trying to change it, she's just kind of sped it up.
Yeah.
So the way prophecies work in this, it's more like we had a vision. This is the highest probability at this time if we don't change something.
So a lot of
Is
the
that more
visions
like it?
in the book are very
pretty much
very obscure, and they're it relies on the biases of the person seeing it.
It's often self-fulfilling.
Yeah, so like Melisandre, she was looking for the Azor Ahai, right? And she saw visions of getting to Dragonstone, and she found Stannis, and she was like, "Stannis, you're Azor Ahai, right?" Well, she also was getting visions of Jon as well when she was looking for Azor Ahai. And she's confused. She's like, "Why do I keep seeing Jon Snow when I look for our prince?"
Not a very good sorceress. Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, it's kind of your bias how you're interpreting the quote unquote visions and shit.
She's like a level 4 sorceress, yeah.
Right. Anyways, House Dragon, that's saying everything's predetermined is a slap in the fucking face.
Yeah, it sounds like I can just skip it then.
No, the first season has such a good performance from the part of the king.
Oh, okay.
It's just watch the first season.
It's so good. It's just he dies in the first season. So
it's Matt Smith, right? I think it's Matt Smith. Yeah.
Well, we're specifically talking about the king. They actually did one thing they did is they improved the kind of the plot line of the king from the books to the show.
Okay.
The show he was better. In the show, they basically gave him leprosy.
Oh, okay. So like Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah. So he's like, he's fucking like degrading throughout the entire show. There's still some stuff I don't like, but
he's trying so hard to be a good king, and he's put in such difficult situations. He has hard choices to make.
Yes. And he's a bit flawed, but it's kind of understandable you want to bang a 16-year-old and not a 9-year-old. Like, so we know. Just saying, it's one of his difficult choices. But no, seriously, like, I still just watch the first season. Don't give a fuck about anything else. Literally after I'd say episode 8, just stop watching. Don't even watch episode 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Episode 9 has like one of the stupidest things.
It's sad because the dragons have never been so beautiful. Like, they're really well rendered in that series.
Yeah, the only criticism I give for it is I don't like how Game of Thrones does the coloring on the dragons. Never did. They're not true to the book coloring. Or the book coloring, they're actually colorful. Like they're like one's cobalt blue with like kind of bronze on its horns and stuff, and some of its scales are bronze and its underbelly. And in the show, it's kind of like this muted colors.
Right. Yeah. That's not a very colorful show either, right? It's always kind of gray.
No, but I mean,
Let's try King's Landing. Yeah,
well, they did that for budget from Game of Thrones, by the way.
To
that
film
makes
in
sense.
England.
That's why a lot of the coloring was not like the books. The books is supposed to be very, very Renaissance color. I mean, hell, it's based off the Battle of Roses.
Yep.
At that time, the fucking knights were running around with cute, beautiful little, colored armor and flags and shit.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time describing the fields and the standards and the banners and what they're wearing, and it's almost
And
like
they're-
it's important.
Yeah, and like I said, in the he goes through like everyone's clothes, like what they're fucking wearing and like the pattern on it. And what-
I will add this one caveat to that Tenkage. I still think George does it. Just he's a little bit more concise with it, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
and then he loves food because he's a fat fuck.
I know he's a huge Silver Age comics fan, so obviously he's not drawing, so he's probably trying to put a lot of description and really describe that scene in a way you might see it in a comic book sometimes.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Albeit I didn't need to know Tyrion has a crooked penis. Like a crooked stunted penis. I didn't know. I didn't need to know
Yeah,
that.
I don't think that has anything to do with comics there. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to go look up that description. If I remember correctly, it's the scene where when Tyrion had forced to marry Sansa. And he gets in the bed.
So Jordan trying to tell me this guy has bad luck.
Yeah, and Sansa's like reading his POV, and is like George describes the tip of his penis and how it's slightly crooked, and I'm like, well, goddamn, Jesus, George.
She makes George, yeah. You having a rough day, dude?
This is like this is one area where I think books can actually be at a bit of a disadvantage, where it's like, on paper, a benefit of reading a book is you can really take a deep dive into a character's frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
But for some writers, I'm looking at you, George and Stephen King, you guys go a bit too far with it.
Completely
like
agree.
I literally don't need to know all their sex kinks and everything like that. Like, can you tone it down a bit?
No, but I still always, you know what?
Get an artist, George. Yeah.
Here's the thing: we wouldn't get the legendary pink mast if not for Lord Otter. Or
that's a silver lining, all right.
Mirror Swamp was the other one.
It's a silver lining.
The best line of Dance of Dragons is,
oh boy,
the more I drank, the more I shit. The more I shit, the more I drank.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to a close to this show. Thank you very much for joining us this week. Next week, we're going to have a special guest, Len the Lurker, coming, a newcomer to the Comicsgate space. Stay tuned.
Sweet.
And yeah, do you guys have any? Let's first let's hit it.
Convoy, 12 o'clock, on my command! Deploy! Little off course here. Holy mommy fucking shit!
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
There you have it.
That's right.
Did you have any last things to say, closing statements to say? As I cut you off there, Billy Bob.
You cut him off for the best, yeah.
Yeah, I figured that was the high point. We were not going to get any higher. Back before the end of the
I
show.
can read an excerpt.
He has been officially cut.
Hold up. Let me go get my copy of it.
You are cut off, sir.
Oh no, not it.
Let me read that one excerpt.
No.
Ruin everyone's night.
All right, we need to remove Billy.
Anyways,
Already demonetized.
frequency.
Yeah, let's start with Wrangler. What are you working on, and where can the good people find you?
Anyways, Chinkage.
Oh my god.
Just drawing
Fucking
nothing really to share right now, but
All right, Tinkage's a loser.
He's got a secret
Lord
project
Otter.
that you'll be hearing from this
Super
year, but
secret,
not
yeah.
just yet.
Super secret.
Find me at Tinkage HQ over on Twitter X or YouTube. Stay tuned.
That's right. Lord Otter.
Well, so I am actually going through the final polishing passes with my book. I'm hoping to get that done here in the next couple of weeks. Taking a few passes, that's why it's taking a couple weeks instead of just 1 week. But yeah, after that, hoping to basically call this second book done. Going to be working on the glossary a bit, and then it's going to come down to the actual formatting. So right at the finish line, I think. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Nice. Frequency. Anyways, James.
There he is.
Here I is. Okay, I think I got all the boomers out of me here. All right, you can check out my books, sci-fi books, on Amazon.com, Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. They're good all-ages sci-fi adventures. And you could also check out my Substack, Frequency Studios. You sometimes post a short story there.
Nice. James.
You can check out my short stories at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com.
James, we didn't get to see your comics tonight.
Yeah, huh? Well, too bad, I guess.
We'll have to invite you in next week.
I suppose so. It's a war comic. A lot of people die in it.
Yeah, it's real.
Let's check it out.
For real. Billy Bobsack.
Check out Animated Moon's channel. We might be doing a stream tomorrow. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on how we feel after work.
Sounds good. I'll also be doing a stream tomorrow on Comicsgate Commandos with Patrick Quinlan. You might have seen him in the chat. And yeah, redtailcomic.com as usual. Comic book progress is coming along pretty good. Everything's penciled in. Everything's inked to page 15. And I'm putting together the files now to get the lettering started and the final scripting. So it's exciting. So stay tuned. And I'll see you next week. Au revoir.
Kablow, kablow, kablow.
Squeak.
Just one squeak?
Oh my god.
Just one.
Go.
A sad solitary squeak, ladies and gentlemen.
The more she drank, the more she shat. The more she shat, the more she drank.
See you next week, everybody.
Peace out, guys.
Squeak, squeak.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell, our feeders say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.